Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream, you guys. For me, it's just like any other day, but of course, the main headline, it's FOMC day. You could say this is the one official day with the new Fed speaker. I would say he's getting
That's the one. That's the one. It's
this
now or
is
never. That's the one.
it's now or never. So far, what I'm seeing online, Henry, on Polymarket and other statistical probability sites is we have about 70 to 75% chance he holds the rates. But then again, there's always a problem. There's always you never know what's gonna happen, you guys. I would say it's 50-50. My plan, my checklist every day, and then months ago when Henry and I were speaking, he's like, "No, Steve, do the pen and paper." So you know what, Henry, I got I'm doing the 30 days pen and paper because this is gonna stick into your mind a lot stronger. And I've done research into this, and I totally agree because you do it digitally, you type it out, your checklist, your plan. It's much quicker, much easier, but to do more work, to write it down, pencil or pen and paper, I feel that the output will be much greater, especially if you keep the consistency. So yeah, why do we bring up these impulse levels? This is a live example right here, you guys. 27,940. Iran, Trump pressure, whether it's good or bad, it doesn't matter. The market, I wouldn't say exploded, but increases volatility right around, it was close to 90, let's just say 100 points pre-market. We are retesting it now, New York Open, and now it's struggling in this area. And this is the reason why I bring it up, because headline risk, geopolitical risk, there's nothing stronger. Because markets, this is the bias that you could create for today. Markets are still figuring out, okay, where are we going to send it, to the upside or downside? Or is it going to be more buy pressure, or is it going to be more sell pressure? And this happens almost every single day, you guys. Sometimes pre-market, sometimes post-market. I don't always have to wait for these impulse areas to play out, because a lot of times it can happen a few hours after New York Open. But when it happens pre-market, it makes my day much easier, you guys. And look how price is struggling. We had bearish price action. We got the retest. It doesn't mean we have to reject, but for now we're rejecting close to we're only 15 minutes after open, you guys. So let's calm down, Henry. We're only 15 minutes. It's only the opening range. For me, I like to wait for at least half an hour, because if I wait half an hour after open, that clears out all the news that comes out. Nothing, because what do we have? We have FOMC later. So my plan is to do my trading, close everything out. Even if I'm still holding a trade, let's say close to FOMC, I'm closing it out, you guys. I'm not risking it, because you've seen those candles before. We can spike up and down, completely miss your TP, and can also miss your stop loss. And then you guys are emailing Henry, what happened to my pretty accounts on FOMC? Completely missed my stop or my take profit. Hey guys, that's the risk. If you're holding on to your position at that time,
Any direction, because nobody knows. Nobody knows what will happen.
Nobody knows, you guys. And you could say, the market's the house. You go to the casino, you will probably have a better time making money at the casino than the markets, you guys. Remember that. So that's why we keep it professional. We always write down our plan. We're always focused. And yeah, like, what are we seeing for today, guys? Yeah, so far, NASDAQ is rejecting off that impulse we mentioned. We're down about 100 points right now. But lately, 100 points isn't much, because volatility has been soaring, especially the range. I don't like to put indicators on my charts, you guys, but the only indicator I sometimes input on TradingView is the ATR, average true range, because whenever we have a spike, I like to see that if the range is exceeding the average points for the day. It tells me, okay, who is leading, who is lagging. Is it NASDAQ tech AI heavy, or is it the small caps and Russell 2000? So not too many of you trade Russell. I don't trade it too often either, but it's always good to showcase and see where the spread is on the charts. So this is my ratios, you guys, where I'm comparing NQ to ES, Dow Jones, and Russell 2000. And it's very interesting right now, because we are actually close to neutral territory on ES. Dow Jones selling off a lot harder. This is what's showcasing me where NQ is much stronger than Dow, and then back to even and neutral on Russell. So if that's the case, then I will leave it with NASDAQ being the strongest. And it's interesting where we're selling off and it's still the strongest asset. So that's kind of giving me a glimpse, okay, with ideas where if I'm looking for long ideas, I will maybe only look at NASDAQ if it's able to show a bit of a bounce, some strong volume. But now it's so far it's a falling knife, so I'm not entering blindly, guys. I'm still waiting. So now the NASDAQ is selling off. What are we going to do? Let's look at the risk to the downside. No support on YM. This is why I bring up the market ranking. And like Henry said earlier, it could be some profit taking because Dow Jones has been a lot stronger for a few weeks. So it's no surprise we were getting a little momentum shift with the money flow out of Dow Jones into the other indices. This is how it happens, you guys. People think, oh, if Nasdaq is selling off, it's going to cash. No, it's not going to cash. It's rotating asset to asset. This is how market works. But what we do know is that majority of banks and hedge funds, they rotate from asset to asset. They're not holding cash because they can't leverage cash as much as they can leverage these assets and naturally go up. Because as we know, with inflation, fiat is diminishing, Henry. So why would the banks and the hedge funds keep their cash when they know it's diminishing return? And think about that, you guys. Stay sharp, stick to your plan. Like Henry was saying too, manage your risk, size down. That's all we can say. There's no financial advice, but the only advice we can give is to reduce the micros. If you really need to trade, drop a comment, you guys. Let us know.
Nobody needs to trade. That's the thing. Nobody
needs to trade. But if you're really just, if you're like, oh, Steve, it's coming into my demand zone, I just have to do it. You know what? Then put on one micro. That's all I can say.
Yeah.